Okay, guys. Finally, I've had a couple of shoots under my belt with the new Hasselblad X2D II. Again, I paid for this camera with my own money. One of the struggles and one of my hesitations when I was even getting into X2D, and not so much now with the X2D II because I already know what kind of camera this was and how it fit into my workflow. But is all of the influencers or all of the people out there that got the camera for free, which when you have to kind of pay for it, it's kind of a bummer, but hey, it is what it is. Give you guys some background. I am a commercial portrait photographer based in Southern California. I do a little bit of still life, and I do like to shoot landscapes. So that's my personal projects are all revolving around either landscapes or landscapes with some sort of like human focus or human element in it, but mainly landscape photographer for my own personal work. So for me, when I'm doing portraits and landscapes, the X2D was kind of an interesting little fit. And I've had other videos that kind of showed how I went down that hole and actually got into the X2D Mark I in the first place. But right now I just wanted to go ahead and talk about what the shooting experience is for portraits with the autofocus with the X2D Mark II. For portraits specifically, to go ahead and see how this thing reacts with the new autofocus, continuous autofocusing that is not present in the X2D Mark I. Now, I don't think there's really a need to go ahead and compare it for landscape, and I don't have like a full body of work. I have taken some shots. The sensor already is amazing, so I mean, I think it'll be kind of tough to tell if there's any differences. I mean, it is nice that there is a little bit of a bump in the dynamic range, so you can go, the base ISO is a little bit lower on this, so that's nice. More is always better in terms of dynamic range, but the images were already amazing. I'll go ahead and throw up a couple of images, finished images from my work. 2 shoots. Again, it's only had this for about a month, so about 2 shoots. The lenses used for both shoots, well, the only lenses I use for portrait photography that I have is the 55, which is probably on this camera more than anything. The 90mm, which I'll use for tighter shots, for more kind of headshot perspectives. And also in studio, obviously the 90 is just perfect, especially with the medium format. I always felt on 85, even though I love the look of it, I didn't shoot with it that much. I love the images I got with the 85, but it always felt pretty tight. One of the things, this is more of like a medium format thing. I won't go down a rabbit hole, but one of the advantages I like with the medium format perspective is to be able to still get that compression at 85-90 and still have so much room. You could still, again, relatively, compared to a 35mm typical camera. So focus on this. I've shot with Sony's, I've shot with Canon, I haven't shot with Nikon. Though Canon and Sony, obviously, no problems. You know you're going to hit it all the time. Even on L mount, you know you're going to hit it all the time. With the newer L mounts, okay? I shot with the SL3S, and that thing was definitely a big difference from the SL3. I mean, it had like 297 focus points to like 700. That's a whole different animal. That's a video for, well, I've already put a video on that one. This thing, it hits better than those cameras. It really does. Another advantage on this thing with the LiDAR, and again, I don't know what's contributing to it. I don't know when the LiDAR is kind of kicking in and whatnot, but the tracking on here is Canon Sony level. And again, I don't have any other comparisons like as far as Nikon or Fuji. It tracks really well, and they even have an arbitrary tracking, which pretty much says you select a tracking and we're going to track it, and it holds on to that object, whether it's an object, a person, or whatnot. Obviously, the eye detect is really good. I'll go ahead and put up the images. I really didn't get any misses, and I didn't get a lot of times in even some of the initial early Sony cameras, or mainly more so with the early first mirrorless Canon cameras. sometimes it would back focus a little bit, or it would get the eyelashes, you know, and not the actual iris, the eyeball, right? With this thing, I did not slow down. The pictures I'm going to show you, I did not slow down, not once. I didn't have anyone. I didn't work at a different speed than I do with the major cameras, with the Sony or the Canon or anything like that. I went my normal speed. And not only that, but the images on here, the previews on the screen and through the viewfinder, especially during, and both of these shoots were actually, one was during sunrise, okay, so sunrise, and then the other one was sunset. I stressed this thing. I did all kinds of lighting, direct sun, backlit, side light, I mean, all kinds of things. And so I tested this thing. I wanted to test it. I wanted to see how it was good. These are 2 test shoots, and I have to know what I'm dealing with before I start bringing this along to paid shoots. It was amazing, especially in the backlit situations. I would see, and I have BTS of the second shoot. I'm really bad with the BTS, and you'll see the back of the screen on during those clips. And you'll see the green box right on the eye, even when like it's almost like silhouetted and I've got the subject backlit. So that was awesome. And one of the problems I sometimes have had with other systems, not so much with the Sony because I've been very comfortable with it, even though the screens aren't that great, is that sometimes when you have those extreme backlit situations, the preview isn't all that great, and I can't really see because I tend to, because I do have this like landscape background, I almost shoot my portraits with that style in mind. So I'm exposing for the sky in the background because I don't want to blow that highlights. And the preview on this thing, I can still see whether I'm tack sharp in there. There's that dynamic range even within the lens, the camera itself with the previews that they provide. You can see that. Now you still see, and you're getting an accurate representation. I feel like in other systems, and I don't want to bag on anyone, but you can probably figure it out. The like of the SL3S system, the screens for whatever reason, even though the final images were great, when I was looking at it, and that screen is great, so it wasn't a hardware issue, but the previews were very dark, even though when I brought them into camera, they were exposed exactly what they wanted, and I got what I wanted. But when I was out in the field, it was kind of scary because I never quite knew whether I got it or not. And sometimes I would find myself overshooting just to make sure I had some, because I couldn't tell out in the field whether I nailed it, whether I got focus. They were really dark, and I'm still exposing them like one stop underexposed for the subject just to kind of get those highlights. It's typically the way I like to do it. And with this, not a problem. So I was able to shoot just the way I normally have with my Sonys and Canons, and just move quick and go. I like the fact that the frames per second is limited, especially with portrait. I like being more intentional. I really enjoy shooting with this camera for portrait work. It is, in such a short period of time, the changes they have made to this camera, I'm really comfortable with it, and I really like it. And these last 2 shoots, this is all I brought. Well, I did bring my Sony to film to get some video, but all I ended up shooting with was this. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a big improvement. It's great. I'll go ahead and have you take a look at the images. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole and make any grand claims or anything like that, or talk about the pros and cons of this camera. It's still early days, but I did want to go ahead and follow up and show you guys some images from 2 shoots at least that I did recently, and both of those were, with pretty pretty challenging, some backlight and scenarios, and you'll see. The BTS is from the most recent shoot. For whatever reason, I just didn't have the. I'm so bad at the BTS. I didn't have my GoPro 3GS or whatever that I put on there. So, but I'll go ahead and put those up. You guys, let me know what you think. All right, peace.
Bailando en la disco la canción soltera. Se ve que ella no está puesta para el amor. Yeah, yeah. Pero eso cambiará cuando ella me vea acá.
Porque lo sepas.
Porque ella me ha cupido a pedirle un favor. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Esperando tu DM, pa' que invites una ronda más, pa' que su labio me desea y se repita lo de ayer. Esperando tu DM, pa' que la noche haga lo suyo, que la fluidez le gane al orgullo y que sea lo que tú quieras hacer. Repetiría una mil veces la noche que te vi. Sabía que era ese hombre que me hace reír y me hace creer que yo soy la mujer que se merece algo puro y no solo pa' comer. Y yo lo quiero, ya no va conmigo. Ya quiero ese hombre que me sepa amar, que me además de novia también sea amigo. Su susto no veo, qué casualidad. Qué rico es tocar tu piel, pero más rico es el poder conectarse. Se siente...
Yeah. I think you should. I think you should. Yeah, I mean, as long as you like it. Like, do you like it? Okay. I mean, that's what's more important.
Rico tocar tu piel, pero más rico es el poder conectarse. Se siente mágico solo al abrazarte. Tú has prendido y se llama cuidarte. Yeah. Qué rico tocar tu piel, pero más rico es el poder conectarse. Sé que te lo pero yo te amo. Yo ya no sé ni decirte.
Esperando tu DM, pa' que invites una ronda más, pa' que su labio me desea y se repita lo de ayer. Esperando tu DM, pa' que la noche haga lo suyo, que la fluidez le gane al orgullo y que sea lo que tú quieras hacer.
Y que sea lo que tú quieres ser.
Yeah, we got a quiet star right here. This looks absolutely stunning right here.
Ando en la disco la canción soltera. Se ve que ella no está puesta para el amor.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Pero eso cambiará cuando ella me vea acá.
Porque lo sepas.
Porque ella me ha cupido a pedirle un favor. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Esperando tu DM, pa' que invites una ronda más, pa' que su labio me desea y se repita lo de ayer. Esperando tu DM, pa' que la noche haga lo suyo, que la fluidez le gane al orgullo y que sea lo que tú quieras hacer.
Quiero ser lo que tú quieres ser.
Repetiría una mil veces la noche que te vi. Sabía que era ese hombre que me hace reír y me hace creer que yo soy la mujer que se merece algo puro y no solo pa' comer. Y yo lo quiero, ya no va conmigo. Ya quiero ese hombre que me sepa amar, que me además de novia también sea amigo.